ध्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् करणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम् सदैव सौम्य इदमग्र आसीत् एकमेवाद्वितीयम् तद्धैके आहुः असदेव इदमग्र आसीत् एकमेवाद्वितीयम् तस्मात् असतः सज्जायत। Bhashyakara explained, Sadeva Somya idamagra asit ekameva dvitiyam yatha idamuchyate loke. Just as in our daily life, a person who has seen a pot maker spread the clay with an intention of making the various pots and pans and plates, he goes away to a village, returns later on in the afternoon and sees in the same place the pots and pans and plates and various vessels. Then he says that all this world of pots and pans was nothing but clay before its creation. Similarly, here also it is said that this universe before its creation was nothing but Sat. Tatha ihapi uchyate Sadeva idamagra asidati, that all this universe of names and forms was nothing but Sat. Ekameveti, it is not that it is not Sat now, that was clarified. All this was Sat or Asti Bhati Priyam before, even now also it is Asti Bhati Priyam. Then what is the reason why Upanishad says before its creation it was Sat or Asti Bhati Priyam? Because now the universe obtains with names and forms, and therefore we see names and forms, and we have this idam buddhi in the universe plus sat buddhi. Sat buddhi is always there, meaning appreciation of or experience of sat or asti bhati prem is always there. Along with that also there is the experience of name and form, So Sat is as though mixed up with names and forms, and therefore it may not be very obvious to the student that this is just Sat and nothing else. Then names and forms are mithya. Names and forms have no substance. Vacharambhanam vikaro namadhyam mritvika ityava satyam. Just as a pot has no substance, the only substance is clay, and so also the names and forms and activity have no substance. The only substance is Sat. It is not that it used to be before, it is so even now. But it's pointed out how before its creation these names and forms were not there. What was there was a Sat, Asti Bhadi Prem, one without a second. Thereby saying that these names and forms have no content. Because if names and forms had a content, then they would have remained before the creation also. The fact that they are not there before creation, meaning that they have no content, they are merely a projection. This tells you what they call Vivartavada. What is Vivartavada? In Vivartavada, the creation is nothing more than a projection or adhyaropa. So this points out that Sat or Asti Bhadi Prem is the adhyaropa, adhishthanam, the substratum upon which the projection of names and forms takes place. That's called creation. So today also, now also it is only nothing but Sat, Asti Bhadi Prem, Ekameva Advitiyam. The Sat is Ekam, Eva, Advitiyam. Ekam, there is nothing other than Sat. Sajatiya Swagat Bhedahinam Swakarya Patitam Anyad Nasti Ekameva Uchyate. There is nothing other than which can fall in the category of an effect. All there is just Sat, the cause, nothing else is there, is one alone, and it is partless. And such nimitta karanas are there. So also one may think that before the creation Sat was there, the material cause was there, but maybe efficient cause, the creator also was there. So Advitiyam, there is no cause or nothing other than Sat, meaning that the Sat is both the material cause as well as the efficient cause, the upadana karanam as well as nimitta karanam. That's what is important, Advitiyatvam. As Lord Krishna says, Mattah paratram nanyat kinchirasti dhananjaya. Hey Dhananjaya, there is nothing other than myself. I am both the creator as well as the material. I am both the maker as well as material. Then Vashyakara takes up this because Asat comes here. That has brought up a lot of discussion. Tadha eke ahuhu asadva idam agra asid ekameva dvityam. Some say that this universe before its creation was asat or non-existence, one without a second. And so Vashyakara, of course, as I said, when the word Sat is used, then comes to mind the concept of Sat that is presented by the Vaisheshikas. So to clarify that this Sat is different from the Sat that Vaisheshikas talk about. Vaisheshikas talk about Sat as a Samanya as compared to Vishesha. So like the clay is Samanya, pot is Vishesha, the cowness is Jati, the cow is Vyakti, cowness is Samanya, the cow is Vishesha. For them, both are equally real. For us, what's the difference? Difference is that Samanya is Adhishthanam, Vishesha is Adhyaropa. We say that in the ornaments, gold is the universal, but ornaments are superimposed upon that. Therefore, even though Vaisheshikas talk about a Sat, Vaisheshika Pakshevi Sat Samanyakaranyam Sarvasya Upavadyate. You said that now the universe of names and forms is there and Sat also is there. So Vaisheshikas also say the names and forms are there and Sat also is there. But there is a big difference. What is the difference? We say that names and forms are there and Sat is there. What's the relationship? Sat is Adhishthanam. Names and forms are the Adhyaropa. One is Satyam, other is Mithya. One is real, other is appearance. For them, the Sat is also real and the names and forms also are real. And therefore, it is not Sat that we are talking about. The Sat that Vaisheshikas talk about is not the Sat that we are talking about. Then coming to page 217 now, Bhashyakara started explaining the statement Tadda eke ahu asadva idamagrasid. So lots of debates are there with these Vainashikas and Kshanika Vijnanins. They were very strong at that time. The Bauddhas, the people who propose the momentary consciousness, or the Vainashikas who say that all of this is oblivion. They were very strong, therefore you find those paksha or positions coming up. And here Upanishad itself presents that paksha. Tadda ekeyahu asadva idamagrasit. Upanishad says, so Uddharaka says, with reference to that, that pragutpatte vastu nirupane. When it comes to determining what's the vastu, what's the reality, pragutpatte, before creation. So on the subject of determining or ascertaining the reality that existed before the creation, what are the Vainashikas or the Nihilists or this Madhyamikas or the Buddha that would say? Eke Vainashika ahu. Vainashika, meaning the Nihilists. Those who say that there is no reality at all, no reality. At the basis of everything, there is nothing but shunyam. There is no abiding reality. We say that Atma is the abiding reality, which can never be negated. They say that there is no abiding reality. Even Atma also is momentary. Hey? So the Buddhas do not accept any abiding reality. And what is there between the two moments is shunyam? So some people say that the momentariness is a reality, is the ultimate thing. Other people say that the shunyam, the void, the non-existence is the ultimate thing. Vainashika ahu vastu nirupayantah. So while ascertaining or delineating what the vastu is, what the reality is, they say asat va idam agra asit. Asat meaning abhava matram, just non-existence. Pragutpattehe idam jagat ekameva agre advityam asiditi. Utpattehe prag, before the creation, this universe was nothing but non-existent. In non-existence, one without a second. It doesn't make any sense. for something. What's the point in saying that the horn of the hair is one, there is only one horn of the hair? Well, it's a non-existent thing. How can it be one or two in non-existence? How can you say it is non-dual? What is non-dual? This non-dual, one, all of these can apply to an existent entity. They cannot apply to something non-existent. Sat abhamatrami pragutpatte tattvam kalpayanti bauddha. Again, the Vaisheshika asat and the Bauddha asat is different. Bauddha sat abhamatrami pragutpatte kalpayanti. The Bauddha say that utpatte prag, before the creation, there was, meaning that non-existence is the cause. The reason why before the creation he says is to point out the material cause. Because material cause obtains before the effect. If the parts are the effect, then the clay is the material cause which exists before the part. So if you want to point out what is the material cause, this is a way of pointing out. That these parts before the creation were nothing but clay, thereby saying that the clay is the material cause. If parts were only clay and then the parts were made, that means what? They are made from clay. So this is a way of describing material cause. The material cause of the universe is Sat. What is material cause? From which the thing is karya, the effect is produced, by which the effect is sustained, and to which the effect goes back. So similarly, as Taittiriya Upanishad says, Yato va imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti, yat prayanti, abhisam vishanti, that from which this, all the beings arise, by which they are sustained, and to which they go back. That is material cause here also. So what is material cause? Material cause is the truth of a thing. So of the part, the material cause is clay. So clay is the Atma of the part. Material cause is the Atma, the self, the truth, the reality of an effect. Understand? Therefore, when it said that Sat is the material cause, it means that the real essence, the real reality about the universe is nothing but Sat or Asti Bhati Priyam. And so because the pratigna is, by knowing one thing, you know everything. By knowing the material cause, you know the effect. So how do you know the whole universe? By knowing Asti Bhati Priyam as the very self, of course. Ultimately, equation will be completed later on. Right now we are told that Asti Bhati Priyam is the material cause. By knowing that, you know the whole universe. But now, Asti Bhati Priyam should be known as the self. That equation will be completed. So, Sa Atma Tattvamasi Aitidhatmadam Sarvam Sa Atma Tattvamasi Sat Satyam Sa Atma Tattvamasi Shvetaketo. Only when that equation is complete, then alone the teaching is complete. It's not enough to know that everything is Ishvara. It's wonderful to know that. But then it should know that Ishvara is my own self. That this is all the self. That's all I, which also will be said in the 7th chapter. Very well said. Natu sat pratidvandvi vastvantaram icchanti. They do not say that there is Sat, Asat opposed to Sat. They say that there is Asat, there is no Sat opposed to that. The Nayayika say that there is Asat, non-existence, opposed to existence. So Nayayika accept the Sat, existence also is reality, Asat, Abhava also is another reality. But Bauddhas do not have that. Then the question is asked on page 218, Nanu sadabhavamatram pragutpatteshched abhipretam vainashikaihi. Anandagiri says that this is the question Shishya Mukhena Dushayate. Shishya is asking a question of the Guru. So whether this position is raised by Purva Pakshi is important. It is not the question of Purva Pakshi. Purva Pakshi means opponent. He is not opponent who is raising the question. As Anandagiri says, it is a disciple that raises the question before the Guru. Nanu sat abhamatram pragutpatte ched abhipretam vainashikaihi. If the Vainashikas say or believe that what all there was before the creation was non-existence, katham pragutpattehe idam asid ekame pragutpattehe idam asid asat ekameva dvitiyameti cha iti kala sambandha sankhya sambandha advidiyatvam cha uchyate. If you accept asat as opposed to sat, then you can say that asat is non-dual or whatever. But if nothing is accepted, then where is the question of before? In a non-existence, time also is non-existence, and therefore, how can there be time concept of before, agre? How can there be sankhya of a non-existent thing? How many hair? How many horns of hair do we have? How many horns are there on my head? Is there one horn or two horns? This horn is non-existent on the head, human head. So the 1, 2, etc., the question does not rise. Meaning that if you try to think of two horns, imagine, two non-existent horns, one non-existent horn, two non-existent horns. It merely play of the words. You cannot conceptualize the number as far as non-existence is concerned. So how do they say that? And then this horn did not exist before, but it never existed. So there is a question of did not exist before. Therefore, with reference to non-existence, this notion of time, which is indicated by the word agre, and the notion of number indicated by the word advitiyam, how can they be? That's what the disciple is asking the teacher. So teacher says that all of this was asat. So the disciple is asking, how can it be? So on the page 219, Bhashyakara says, let us read that Vakya. If you read Anandagiri on the page 218, the last line number, Kim anena kala sambandhadi ayoga upanyasena tanmatasya anupannatvam uchyate. So when this question is asked, how can there be the notion of time and notion of number in non-existence, is the intention to show that that opinion doesn't make sense, anupannatvam is untenable, illogical. Is it the question? The purpose is to ask whether that purpose to point out, or are you asking this question believing that their opinion or their position doesn't make sense? It is non-logical, illogical. Kim va asadeva ityadi vakyasya apramanyam. Now is the technical discussion. Asadva idamagra asit ekameva dvitiyam. That vakya, the Shishya says, it is a pramanam. It is not a pramana vakya. It is not a valid sentence. Meaning that there cannot be a sentence like this, asadva idamagra asit ekameva dvitiyam. That sentence has no meaning. If the sentence has no meaning, because the words have no meaning. Words have no meaning, so sentence has no meaning. If sentence has no meaning, then this Vedic Vakya becomes meaningless, it becomes apramana. So, what is the intention behind that question? What is the question? How can there be association of the time, past tense, and the Advitiyam Sankhya or the number with asat or non-existence behind that question? What is the intention? Are you a Shishya? Are you trying to say that their opinion is illogical? Are you trying to say that this Vakya has no meaning, therefore it is not a Pramana Vakya? Adya Ishtapatya, it cannot be that their opinion is illogical because it is illogical. And therefore that cannot be the purpose of the student. Adya Ishtapatya. Now where are we? Oh, this was the Abhinava Satchidananda. Okay, that's the Tika I was reading. All right. So on the line 8, in line 18 on page 219, na adya ishtapattehe bahu anupatti grastatvat. It is true that lot of illogicality is involved in the statement asadva idamagrasit. This universe was non-existent before its creation, has many illogicalities. Therefore, this statement is not logical. So Vashyakara Badham is right. Angikarote. Shishyoktam Angikaroti. What Shishya says, the teacher accepts. So read the Bhashya. Badham na yuktam tesham bhav abhav matram abhyupagacchadam. Badham, you right? That what they are saying is not logical. Why is it not logical? Bhav abhav matram abhyupagacchadam. Those people who say asat means purely absence of existence, means it is non-existence. For them, it doesn't make sense to say that non-existence was and one without a second. Says Narayana ji, Sat abhamatram tuchmatram abhivagacchatam na kevalam kala sambandhadi ayoga kintu sarvasya asatva abhivagamapi ayuktaha. So those people who merely accept non-existence, for them not only the association with time and association with number is illogical, but to say that nothing exists, sarvasya asatya abhyugama, to accept that nothing whatever exists itself also is not right. To say that nothing exists is not right. Why? Says the Tikakara, Abhyupagamo nama jnanam. You say that I know that non-existence is ultimate reality. Ultimately, things there is non-existence. Tache jnatu dharma. But who has this knowledge? Somebody has a knowledge that all there is non-existence. Somebody says that. So this is knowledge that all there is non-existence. So there is no one who says all this is non-existence. Dache jnatu dharma vinyato bhave na sambhavati. Unless there is somebody to say or somebody to know that all there is non-existence, this statement is not valid. When you make a statement that now so and so has come to the town, Swamiji, the Dalai Lama has come to Ahmedabad, suppose you say. So the person says, he knows that person. So he knows it so there must be a person who knows by his own knowledge that such person has come. Last night I went to listen to somebody, that somebody listener must be there. Then only what he says is valid. Last night I listened to somebody, but I was not there. Can you say that? Last night I watched this show on the TV, but I did not exist. For you to say that something is or something is not, the person who says must be there. To say that nothing is there, then also that is the knowledge of somebody that knower must be there. Jnatu abhave na sambhavati. That statement is not possible unless there is somebody who has known this. Prag utpattehe abhivagantuhu abhavepi. So Bhashyakara says, asattvamatra abhyupagamopi ayuktah eva abhyupagantuhu anabhyupagama anupattehe. Asattvamatra abhyupagamopi ayuktah. Vedanta didn't say that, to say that nothing whatever exists, that abhyupagama, that position, he says knowledge, also does not make sense because abhyupagantuhu abhyupagama anabhyupagama anupattehe. The knower has to be accepted for the knowledge to take place. So to say there is a knowledge that nothing exists, I have the knowledge that nothing exists, but that means that the knower also should not exist. Nothing includes knower also. And so, if the knower does not exist, who is there to say nothing exists? So that statement nothing exists also is not logical at all, is not proper, because there is nobody who says that, because the person who says also is not there. But that they do not accept, they are accepting the knower. Even if Buddha says nothing exists, Buddha is accepted as a wise person, as an enlightened person. So there is an enlightened person who says nothing exists. That person exists at least. Unless in the nirvana he goes into non-existence, Then nirvana means state of non-existence. Then you come out from non-existence, existence comes. But if he did not exist, nirvana, how can you say that is nirvana? If nirvana is the state of moksha, then there will be somebody to verify that. If you are not there, how can you verify that there is nirvana also? So this is a basic argument that the Vedantins have. When you say that there is momentary consciousness, consciousness arises every moment and is destroyed every moment. That means that next moment does not know what happened the previous moment. Then who is there to tell that the consciousness is momentary? The person who says also is momentary. Then I do not know what existed in the previous moment. So how can you say everything is momentary? So to say that things are momentary or to say that nothing exists doesn't make sense, because the person who says this must be accepted, and for me to say that it is momentary, I must be present moment before and moment after. Is it not so? To say that this person went, he came and went, the dog came and went, I must be present before the dog came, while the dog is, after the dog goes. If I also go along with that, how can I say that he came and went? So, there must be somebody to know momentariness. He cannot be momentary. There must be somebody to know the non-existence. He cannot be non-existent. Okay, now continuing. Pragutpattehe abhivagantuhu abhavepi idanim abhivagantuhu kalpitasya abhivagamat na doshayati. Alright. Before creation, the knower is not there. But now the knower is there, who says nothing existed before. You follow? Formerly, before creation, non-existence, the knower was not there. But now there is a knower to say that nothing existed before. How about that? So I am saying something about yesterday. Yesterday I was not here in town. Today I am here in the town. and I say something about what happened in the town, how can I say that when I was not there? So, what is the proof that that happened? You were not there. How do you make a statement that this happened if you were not there? So also the Abhyuvaganta, the knower, did not exist before creation. Then who is the witness of non-existence before creation? What's the proof of non-existence before creation if nobody existed there? So Bhashyakara says, Idanim api, no, Idanim Abhyuvaganta Abhyupagamyate न प्रागुत्पत्तेः इति चेत् इदानीम् अभ्युपगन्ता अभ्युपगम्यते. Now we say that now the knower exists. Knower also has emerged from non-existence. The known also came from non-existence. The knower also came from non-existence. This is what they say. All there was non-existence before. The knower, known, knowing, nothing existed. If nothing existed, then where is the witness of what was there before? Says Tikakara in line 21, Evamapi pragutpatte sat abhava jnato abhavat. Even if you accept the knower now, since you do not accept the knower before, pragutpatte, therefore, before the creation, sat abhava jnato abhavat, the knower who would know the non-existence is not there because there can be non-existence then only. Ishvara anangikarat. Ishvara means abiding reality. For us, Sat is Ishvara, abiding reality. They don't have an abiding reality. So, Utpatte pra, before the creation, nothing existed, the knower also did not exist. Then Anubhava abhavena. That means there is no experiencer of non-existence. So, now when can you say, I know that there was no existence before creation? I know that. Why? Because I experienced it. So person who says something now about the past says from memory. When I say that yesterday something happened, when can I say that? That's I'm saying from memory. And memory presupposes experience. I must have experienced something in the past yesterday which I am saying from memory. So suppose you say that now there is a knower who says nothing existed before creation. That means it must be his memory. Means he must have existed to experience that. But if he is not there to experience, how can he have memory? How can he make this statement now? Therefore, tasman anupatte pragasatvam na siddhati. Therefore, that there was non-existence before cannot be established because there is no witness, no experiencer. So Bhashyakara says, na pragutpattehe sat abhavasya pramana abhavat pragutpattehe asat eva iti kalpana anupapattehe. Bhashyakara says no. Pragutpattehe sat abhavasya pramana abhavat. That before creation there was non-existence, there is no witness to that, no knower of that, no experience. That's the pramana. So ultimately, who is pramana? Pramana means a valid means of knowledge, authentic source of knowledge. Who is the authentic source of knowledge? One who knows it at first hand. One who knows it at first hand is the authentic source of knowledge. We accept Shruti as an authentic source of knowledge because that is known at first hand. Or we accept the Aptavakya. We accept the statement of a well-informed person also as valid because that is a reliable person who has experienced it first hand. But here there is no experiencer of non-existence, therefore there cannot be somebody who remembers that. Therefore, now the knower to say that there was non-existence doesn't make sense at all, because that would be a statement that stands without any valid evidence. Therefore, prag utpatte asadevidi kalpana anupatti. Therefore, there was non-existence before creation is that kalpana, that imagination also is illogical, is not, is apramanika, meaning that is not valid. But hey Vedantin, you also say that there is consciousness in deep sleep and there is no, so how do you say that? So Tikakara says, Asman matetu nitya chaitanyena prak satah jnanam sambhavati. We say Chaitanya is always there, and so that Chaitanya knows that I exist. So prak satah jnanam sambhavati. Chaitanya is a witness who says that there is existence, who says I am existence, all that is existence. Iti sushuptat utthitasyeva idanim satah jnanam utpadyate iti uttamiti bhavaha. So when the person wakes up and says, I did not know anything, I slept well, there is said to be the memory. In the deep sleep state, that person experienced the absence of everything and the happiness. And so from that memory, he says that when he wakes up. So for us we can, how also you say, Sadeva Swami Idamagrasi, that's what they say. If we cannot say this is all non-existence before, how can you also say that there was only existence? Because we accept an abiding reality which is a self-conscious, which is a self-evident reality. And therefore, that self-evident reality is the proof of everything. So number one, first position was this position of Nayayikas is illogical, it is shown how. Now it says apramanika, it is not a valid statement. So says Tikakara in line 24, asad ekameva advityam, asad non-existence, eka one, advityam non-dual, iti padanam. These are the words. So that statement, asadeva idam agrasit ekameva advityam, it has these words, asat, eka, advitya. That vakya has these words, right? Asadeva idam agrasit ekameva advityam. That statement has all these words. तो अंदर से बंद કર્યું છે, ખોલો અને બહાર છે લોકો. So now padanam arth abhavena. Now the technical point, these words have no meaning. The word asat has no meaning. Arth abhavena. The word asat has no meaning. Then eka advitya, which goes with asat, also has no meaning. Then the vakya has no meaning at all. Meaning this vakya asadeva idam agrasit ekameva advityam is a sentence that cannot create any meaning in your mind. Understand that. When is a statement valid? When that statement creates a valid knowledge in your mind. But now the argument is, this statement asad eva idam agrasit ekameva advityam cannot create any meaning at all in your mind. Then it cannot provide knowledge. Then it is not a valid statement. When is a statement valid or pramanam? When it creates knowledge in the mind of the listener. But these words, so sentence will have meaning if the words comprising the sentence have meanings. Asadeva idam agrasit ekameva advityam has all these so many words. If those words have meaning, then sentence will have meaning. If sentence is meaning, then it will create a meaning in your mind. Then it can be called pramana. But words have no meaning, then sentence also has no meaning, then it is not a pramanam. That's the line of argument that is followed now. So padanam artha abhavena anvaya abhavat. If artha is not there, anvaya also is not there. Anvaya means what? All the words must create one synthetic sense. One whole sense it should create. The words are 6 or 7, but they must create one sense. So there must be synthesis among all the words. So a unified sense they should create. The vakya, which or sentence which consists of many words, should create a unified sense. Then alone that sentence is valid. But this cannot create a unified sense because the words have no sense. Asadeva ityadi Veda Vakyam apramanam syat. Then even this Vakya of Veda, Asadeva idamagrasid, becomes apramanam, becomes invalid, becomes not. So every Vakya of Veda must be praman valid. But there is no meaning, therefore it is a meaningless Vakya, it is not a pramanam. Iti shankate. This dvitiya shanka. Nanu iti. So read the bhashya. Nanu katham vastvakrutehe shabdarthatve asata ekameva dvitiyam iti padartha vakyartha उपपत्तिः ननु कथम वस्तुआकृतेः शब्दार्थत्वे. Read the footnote 1 there on that page. वस्तुआकृतं वस्तुआकृतेः वस्तुआकृतेः शब्दार्थत्वे इति वस्तु सहित आकृतेः इति मध्यम पदलोपी समासः. वस्तु सहित आकृतेः तेन द्रव्य शक्तिवादी तार्किक मतस्य आग्रह शक्तिवादी बौद्ध मतस्य संग्रह. There is a part here. It is an akriti and it is a substance. Clay is a vastu and pot is a shape or an akriti. So according to Naiyayikas, this pot, what is pot? When you utter the word pot, it creates a meaning. What creates the meaning in your mind? What part of the pot? The Naiyayikas say that it is the clay part that creates the meaning in your mind. The Buddha say that it is the shape part. So pot is a shape or pot is a vastu. So Naiyayikas say that the vastu creates the meaning and the Buddha say that the akruti, the shape creates the meaning. So vastu akrute shabdarthatve. So when you use the word, when you utter the word pot, the pot has an akruti, has a shape, has a form, and that form strikes in your mind. What strikes in your mind? Is it form that strikes in your mind? Is it clay that strikes in your mind? The Naiyayikas say that the clay strikes in your mind. The Vainashika say that it is the shape, that form that strikes in the mind. So vastvakrute shabdarthatve. That means the akruti or vastu akruti also, but then both can be. That's so the Tippanikara said madhyama padalopi samas. Vastu and akruti, either way, create the meaning. Either vastu creates the meaning or akruti creates the meaning. Shabdarthatve asat ekameva dvitiyam. Asat has no akruti. Non-existence has no akruti. So one non-existence also has no akruti. And non-dual non-existence also doesn't have an akruti. Ekam eva advitiyam asat. If asat, non-existence, has no akruti. So when you say non-existence, what knowledge will take place in your mind? Because there is no form. There is no vastu also actually. it doesn't have the substance, nor does it have a form, and the word asat cannot create any kind of a cognition in your mind. You follow? Then ekam asat, one asat, there also cannot, because asat cannot create cognition, one asat also cannot create cognition. Advitiyam asat, they also cannot create cognition. Only asat also cannot create cognition. So ekam, eva, advitiyam, all these words that go with asat, all of these cannot create any cognition in your mind. In that case, the sentence cannot create a cognition. In that case, the sentence becomes invalid. So questioning the Shruti statement is invalid. Anyway, so this is opponent saying, by the way. This is not Shishya saying, opponent is saying. Nanu katham vastvakrutehe shabdarthatve asat ekameva advitamedi padartha vakyat padartha. The word asat eka eva advitiya in vakyat, the whole sentence. How can the meaning of the word can take place? Because word is not that such thing has no akruti, and therefore how can the sentence also create any cognition? That's what the Tikakara says, line 25. Vastugata akruti shabdartha. So Vastvakriti is explained that way. Vastugata akruti, not Vastu Sahita akruti. Vastugata akruti shabdartha ityartha. Vastvakriti. So akruti or the form associated with the thing creates the meaning, creates the cognition. Iti shabdartha akruti abhavat asat shabdasya artha nasti. Word asat or non-existence has no, asat has no form, therefore it cannot have a meaning, it cannot create cognition. Tatha tasya ekadvadi dharma ayogat. Then ekam asat also doesn't make sense, advityam asat also doesn't make sense, asadeva also. So it cannot have, when it doesn't have an akruti, how can it have attribute? Oneness, non-duality, onlyness, there also cannot be associated with something that doesn't have meaning. Tasmin prayukta ekam ityadi shabdaha artharahitaha. So what eka has meaning, understand? But ekam asat doesn't have meaning. Advitiya has meaning, but advitiya asat doesn't have meaning. Eva has meaning, but asat eva doesn't have meaning. So these words which are used along with asat also lose their meaning. Ityartha. So now a very wonderful reply is given. Actually, it's a very clever reply, put it this way. Again, read the Tika, line 20 on the page 220. Atra asadeti na satpadena na sambadhyate. Remember the statement, asadeva idamagrasit ekameva dvitiyam. The proposition is that there is a in the asat. A is called na, the negating particle. So a negates something. Asat means it negates the sat, meaning that absence of sat. Sadabhava. So non-existence. In English we call it non. In Sanskrit there is a. Asat means non-existence. So what does non do? Non actually negates the existence. But then the proposition that a in the asat is not connected with sat, is connected with the whole vakya. So what is the vakya? Sadeva idam agrasit ekameva dvitiyam na. So na asit, ultimately it should go with the verb. Sadeva ekameva, sadeva idam ekameva dvitiyam na asit. That a negates the sense of the whole vakya, creates a sense, and a negates the sense of the whole vakya. So either you can say in the word asat, a negates the sense of the word sat. That's how it doesn't make sense. But the proposition is that a negates the sense of the whole statement. So is connected with Sadeva, Somya, Idamagrasita, etc. So na satpadena na sambadhyate yena asatpadasya arthabhavasyat. So then what is the sentence? Sadeva Somya idamagra na asit ekameva advityam. Then sat has meaning, as form, as substance. And then all of that makes sense. So Sadeva Somya idamagra asit ekameva advityam na. So it is negating. That sentence becomes valid. इतना किंतु सदादि पदानाम अन्वयानंतरम नयः वाक्येन संबंधः. So first of all the words sadeva som asat remove read the rest of the sentence. Then what sentence? Sadeva somya idamagrasit ekameva advityam. Then say na, that applies to the whole vakya. नयः वाक्येन संबंधः न तो शब्देन. So vakya is संबंध with the vakya of the sentence. And then it's okay. सदादि पदानां च अर्थत्वात् न उक्त दोषः. Where the word sat, ek, advitya, all of them are meaning. So this vakya will create meaning. Sadeva somya idamagrasit ekmeva advityam creates the meaning, and that is negated by a. So then that vakya becomes valid. Naisha dosha iti. So Vashyakara says, Naisha dosha sadgrahana nivritti paratvat vakyasya. Naisha dosha, the dosha, the defect that you pointed out, does not exist here because sadgrahana nivritti paratvad vakyasya. So vakya intention is that if the sentence is sadeva somya idamagrasit, then you say that all this was existence. But no. So you think that all this was existence, that is not so. So sadgrahana nivritti paratvad, that somebody may think that all of these sat are real. To negate that, negate that understanding is the purpose of the word a. Therefore, then vakya is meaningful, which negates a certain whole sense. A sense is created and negated. Says the Tika, Sadeva karanameti jnana nivritti paratvat. Sadeva somya idamagrasit ekameva advityam. So you would think that Sat is the karanam, the material cause. He says no, Sat is not the material cause. Iti. Yadyapi Sat karanatmameva vakya nishidyade tathapi tad nishede tad grahanam arthat nivartate iti bhavah. Yadyapi Sat karanatmameva anena vakya nishidyade. So this vakya says Sat is not the cause. But then when that is negated, tad grahanam, therefore that cognition also is negated. When the meaning is negated, the cognition also is negated. So Bhashyakara says, Saditi ayam tava shabdaha sadakriti vachakaha. So when you say Sat, Sat means something existing. So word Sat is used in our day-to-day language, San ghataha, San pataha, San hasti. So when you say Sat means an existing thing. So every existing thing has a form. So Sat tavat sadyam tavat shabdaha sadakriti vachakaha. The word Sat, when you use normally, then it means some existing entity. An existing entity has a form. So Sat also normally is form. San ghataha. So Sat is the form of ghata. San pataha. Sat is the form pata. San hasti. Sat is the form elephant, etc. Sat karma. Then Sat is the form karma. So Sat ityam tava shabda Sadakriti Vachakatha. It Vachaka, it indicates the form of an existent thing. Ekameva Dvitiyam Iti Etaucha Sat Shabdena Samanadhikaranau Tatha Idamasid Iti Cha. If Sat makes, Sat is an Akruti, can create cognition, then Ekameva Dvitiyam, they are connected with Sat. So their Anvaya, they are the Visheshana, the Lakshana of Sat. It is Sat Shabdena Samanadhikaranam Ekam Advitiyam Tatha Idamasit, also all refers to Sat. So in the sentence, Sadeva Somya Idamagra Asit Ekameva Advitiyam, the Asit, Ekam, Eva, Advitiyam, all of this refers to Sat. So Tatha Idamasit, therefore all the sentence, all the words then become meaningful. Says the Tika, Nanu Nayah Satpada Anvaitvena Pratiyamanasya Katham Vakkyanvaitvam. So Asat it says, so very simple thing is that A is connected to Sat. So when A has A, then Na has Anvaya, the connection with Sat, it is evident. How do you say that it has connection with the Vakya? So Tatra Na, so Bhashyakara says, Tatra Na Sadvakya Prayukta Sadvakyameva Avalambya Sadvakya Vishayam Sadvakyartha Vishayam Buddhim Sat Ekameva Advitiyam Idamasi Ityavam Lakshanam Tataha Sadvakyarthat Nivartayati Ashvarudha Iva Ashvalambanaha Ashvam Tat Abhimukha Vishayat Nivartayati Tadvata Tatra. So when Sat has a meaning, then Eka, Advitiya, Asit, all of these also being connected with Sat also a meaning. Then what does A do? Tatra na Sadvakya Prayukta. The A is connected to the whole Vakya rather than just one word. Then that Vakya creates a cognition, creates an understanding. Sadvakyameva Avalambya. So what does A do? It actually resorts to the very Vakya. May allows the Vakya to create the sense and then it negates it. So this Vakya creates a sense and then A negates that sense. That's what that A does. So Sadvakya Vishayam Sad Ekameva Advitam Idamasit. So what sentence? Sadeva Idamagrasit Ekameva Advitiyam. That sense is negated by A. That all this was Sat before its existence. That sense is negated, meaning that all this was not Sat before its existence. So resorting to that Vakya, it negates the sense of the Vakya. Sadek Sat Ekameva Advinasit Evam Lakshanam Buddhim. That Buddhi of the cognition, that all this was Sat, Tataha Sadvakya Sad Nivartayati. That sense that all this was existence is negated. That part is negated. Sadvakya Sad. Sadvakya means Sadeva Somya Idamagrasit Ekameva Advitiyam. That creates a sense that all this was before its creation one non-divorced Sat. Then from that, this part that it was, that wasness, that Sat was, is negated, that this was not the Sat Ekameva Dvitiyam. Sadvakyarthat Nivartayati Ashvaruda eva ashvalambana. Now it gives the example of a horse rider. So fellow is riding the horse and some obstacle comes. So what do? You kick the horse and horse jumps and overcomes that obstacle. So with the help of the horse, he overcomes the obstacle of the horse. You follow? For overcoming obstacle, he does not do something else. He is riding the horse. There is an obstacle, like a 3-foot wall, you know. Like Rana Pratap, a huge obstacle, I think. What there was? A river was there, huge obstacle. He did not have time to climb down and then walk because the enemy was behind him. So he kicked his horse, which was a female horse, I think, and Chetak horse, Chetak. And that horse, with the help of the horse itself, overcame the obstacle. So sometimes you use the very thing to overcome the obstacle. You use the very horse to overcome the obstacle of the horse. Similarly, you use the very sentence to overcome the understanding of the sentence. That sentence creates an understanding and you negate it. That very understanding is negated. So that's what it does here. So says the Tikara, Padadvaya Anvaitvena Pratitovapi Vakkyanvayeva Anyatha Apramanya Apatyahi Ityartha. So even though apparently the Akara is connected with Sat, so even then Padadvaya it says. So Sat Asit, I guess, you know. So Akara is only Padadvaya. In fact, this word Pad, Asat, Sat. So A has Anvaya with the word Sat. It is Pratitav, that's what it appears. But Vakkyanvaya, we have to take it as only negate. So it doesn't negate the sense of a word, it negates the sense of a sentence. Otherwise, this Vakya would be a Pramana. Therefore, for this Vakya to become Pramana, the A should negate the sense of the Vakya rather than sense of the word. So says, Nanu Naidam Vakyam Nishedya Samarpakam Nishedakatvahat. This Vakya negates, is a negating Vakya. So how do you say that it negates something? It negates the sense, but there is nothing, no entity that is negated. So Nasya Nishedya Samarpakam Pramanantaramasti. Other than the Vakya, there is nothing that negates the Nishedya to be negated. Tatah Nishedya Bhave Nishedhanupattim Ashankya. So this Vakya normally should, so when you say that, don't hurt anybody. Then this Vakya negates something. What? Hurting. Nishedya is Himsa. Himsa is something that is negated by this Vakya. But here there is nothing that is negated by this Vakya, no object that is negated by this Vakya. So how does it negate the sense of the Vakya? That Bhashyakara gave the example. This is resorting to the Vakya, meaning the A negates the very sense of the Vakya. So Vakya Samavaityartha. Okay. Bhashya continues. Natu punaha sat abhavameva abhidatte. So the A in the word Sat doesn't merely negate the sense of the word Sat, it negates the sense of the whole Vakya. Ataha Purushasya Viparita Graha Nivrityartha Param Idam Asadeva Ityadi Vakyam Prayujyate. So this Vakya, what does it do? Purushasya Grahana Nivrityarthaparam idam. Somebody thinks that all this was existence before creation. That's an understanding. Somebody is an understanding that all this was Sat or existence before creation. That is Viparita. That is to be negated. So the Vainashikas are negating that. This sentence is uttered by Eke Vainashikaha. So what the Vainashikas are doing? Vainashikas are negating the sense that previous Vakya created. Sadeva Swamme Idam Agrasit Ekameva Dvitiyam. That wrong understanding this fellow has. This fellow has a wrong understanding that there is existence before the creation. That then Vainashika wants to negate that, and that's how that Vakya also becomes Pramanika meaning. It also conveys the meaning. So Bhashyakara said earlier, Sat Grahan Nivritti Paratvad Vakyasya. Vakya, the purpose of Vakya is to negate the cognition created by the previous Vakya. That all this is Sat, to negate that is the purpose of this Vakya. Not negate just the Asat, doesn't negate just the absence of Sat, it negates the cognition created by the whole Vakya, that all this was Sat before its creation. It is not so. Then Bhashyakara says, Darshayitva hi viparita granam tatah nivartayitam shakyate iti arthavatvad asadadi vakyasya shrautatvam pramanyam cha siddham iti adoshah. Here see the Tikakara says in line 24, Nanu Naya Vakyartha Anvayitve Satpadena Samaso Nasyat. Asat is a samasa, where A is a Na and Sat. But then now you are removing the A from that Sat and say Sadeva Swamidana Asit Na. So how can, if A negates the sense of the whole sentence, it cannot be connected to the word Sat. Sat padena samasonasyat asamarthyadichet na ashraddha bhoji. Ashraddha bhoji means what? One who does not eat shraddha bhojanam. Some people do not accept the invitation if they are invited to have the feast for shraddha. So these are days of shraddha, and people invite brahmanas to share the meal. Some brahmanas don't eat that. They are all for pitrus. So they are invoking pitrus in the brahmanas. So when brahmanas are eating, actually pitrus are eating. And so brahmanas, some people do not want that. So ashraddha bhoji, this fellow is the one who does not eat the food of the shraddha. The A goes with bhoji. Abhoji. So shraddha abhoji. Itivat asamartha samasa astu. So this samasa also is acceptable. Nishedharthaka hai akaro va pruthak padam. Either you say a sadeva samya or asadma, and then you look at this asamartha samasa. Atra cha sat karanatva pratishedena arthat shunyasya karanatva muktamiti bhava. Meaning is the same, but arrived at in this way, Simple meaning is that all this was non-existence, but no. The sentence doesn't say all this was non-existence before. The sentence says that all this was existence is not true. Sentence is what? That all this was existence is not right. So sat karanatvasya pramanikattvena tan nishede. that all this was existence is okay, sensible. It is not so. That sense is conveyed. Apramanasya, so arthat shunyasya, ultimately then what is? Then shunya is the karanam, is arthat, by arthapatti. Nanu evamupi asadeveti vakyam apramanam satkanattasya प्रामाणिकत्वेन तन्निषेधे अप्रामाण्यस्य अपरिहार्यत्वात्. But how can you say that all this was Sat is not right? Because that is not right. All this was indeed Sat. So when you say make a statement that is not right, then how can that statement be pramanam? There Bhashyakara said, Purushasya viparita grahana nivrityartham idam asadeva ityadi vakyam. So first create the sense and then negate. Tatpari vishye na shabdasya pramanya upapatti. Okay. Therefore, iti arthavatvad asadadi vakyasya shrautattvam pramanyam cha siddham. Therefore, this vakya beginning with asat is shrauta vakya. Somebody says that it is inserted later on. This is also a question. When you read Ramayana or Mahabharata, so many questions arise. Does it really belong to Ramayana? Would Sage Valmiki say this? Would Sage Vyasa's questions? So often it is said the Kshepaka, meaning added by other fellows. So the Ramayana, Mahabharata started with X number of verses and slowly, increased to 100,000 verses. That is what scholars believe. Or Ramayana started with fewer verses and then grew to 24,000 verses. So many things are not pramanika. So Tulsidas thinks that all the whole katha of Sita's abandonment is all apramana. It doesn't accept it, more or less. Mentions it, but he doesn't have his ruchi in that. So whether these things did happen or they are all added later on, similarly in this Shruti also, Taddeke ahu asadva idamagra asid, is it a kshepaka? Is it a Shrauta Vakya or some other Vakya? So Bhashyakara says it is Shrauta Vakya and Pramana Vakya when explained in the manner in which we explain that the Na is not connected with Sat, is connected with the sense of the whole Vakya and negates the sense of the whole Vakya. Then Bhashyakara says finally, Tasmad असतः सर्व अभाव रूपाद सत विद्यमानम अजायत समुत्पन्नम अड अभावः छांदसः. तस्मात् असतः सज्जायत. That's the next part of the statement. तस्मात् असतः, from that asat, Sarva abhava rupat, the nature of non-existence, sat vidyamanam ajayata. So from the non-existence, this existent universe was born. Jayata should be ajayata. Ad abhava, that should be ajayata. Shruti says jayata, that ad does not appear there. Chandasa, it is a Vedic prayoga. They call it Vedic license. So the Tika in the line 30, Tatrapi Purvavata Satah Sajjani Pradisheda Vakyartha. Then you have to say this. So Satah Sat Ajayata Na. Asatah Sat Ajayata it says. Then also you should interpret what? Satah Sat Ajayata iti na. That from existence, existing thing came is not so. Meaning Shunyat Janisya Arthad Uttai Bhava, meaning that it came from non-existence. That you think that all this universe came from existence is not so. Shunyavadi says. Then what is it? It came from non-existence. That you think that from existence all this existent thing came is not so. Then what is it? From non-existence these existent things came. That's how the Vakyas are to be interpreted. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.